Yo, a lot of familiar faces are getting ready to speak out about their cases, and one has actually gone ahead and spoken out about it, and we're talking about it in today's video. Hello Sofa Squad and welcome back to the sofa. My name is Paul. We're going to be covering 3 cases today in today's video. Kind of hard to get all that out, but there it goes. And specifically this. So like you heard me say in the little teaser, everyone's wanting to talk all of a sudden. Okay. I'm just like, and I'm here for it, right? So we got Scott Peterson who wants to do an interview, or did an interview. They're going to do a show on it. He hasn't spoken out in 21 years. Sherri Papini, she's got something to say too. We'll get to it in a minute. And then Carlee Russell has spoken out on her social media. So we're going to talk about the 2 upcoming ones, and then we're going to go over what Carlee had to say and whatnot. Obviously, if you're not new to the channel, you've been here, then you already know I ain't no lawyer, ain't no doctor. I'm not no fancy stuff credentialed. I'm just a guy with a sofa. But that is my credential, the sofa. Okay, the sofa and the remote control, right? So it's just my opinions. This is just some articles we're going to go over here. And that's it. I'd love to hear your opinion down in the comment section below. And that's it. So let's go ahead and jump into that first one. And let's go on to Sherri first. Now for a quick little overview of the case, if you don't know what it is or whatever, well, let's get into it. So Sherri Papini went missing. She seemingly just disappeared after a morning jog, or during a jog that she went on in her neighborhood. This made worldwide attention, y'all. I mean, this is not good. They had children. Her husband comes home. She's not here. And it blows up into this whole thing. She was missing for several weeks and she just magically reappears. Well, time goes on. She sticks to the story that she was kidnapped by 2 Hispanic women. Well, it turns out she had actually called up an ex-boyfriend. He came and picked her up. She stayed holed up in his house for quite some time, and he assisted her in creating injuries and things like that so she could look roughed up. All of this eventually comes out and it has exploded, okay? Now the husband just finally spoke out himself in a little docu-series or whatever. It was very telling, lots of interviews. Well, now Sherri's like, hold my beer. I'm going to do the same. Now that is literally a 60-second overview of the case, y'all. It goes way deeper than that, but again, this is not meant to be a deep dive into that. This is meant to be just specifically an update on this aspect. So I'm going to put a couple of articles up here on the screen that just go over it. And the first one you're going to see here, it is by Michael Schneider. It says Sherri Papini to speak out for the first time in ID docuseries about her kidnapping hoax. Now, let's just get into the tea of it all. So investigation discovery, if you are into true crime, then you'll know this is a major, network or whatever. They landed the first interview, it says, and will serve as the centerpiece of a multi-part docu-series that ID is set to run in 2025. So another reason to look forward to 2025, right? Now it says in the second paragraph, production is underway. It is produced by Asylum Entertainment Group, Lady Moon Entertainment for Investigation Discovery. And according to ID, the series will feature exclusive interviews with Papini about her disappearance and the subsequent media firestorm and federal investigation that followed. It will also feature unprecedented access to archival footage, legal documents, and court filings, as well as extensive interviews with those close to Papini and the investigation, offering new insights and potential answers to the questions that still swirl around the case nearly a decade later. Okay, so couple of thoughts on this one. First of all, what does she have to say for herself, right? Because my first inclination is that she's going to try and paint herself as victim somehow, some way. If she comes out talking about, oh my God, I was so selfish and stupid, what a horrible mistake I made, that would be, in my opinion at least, the correct way to go about it. But it would be the most surprising way to hear from it. Now when it's talking about we're going to talk to people close to her and whatnot, well, we already heard from people very close to her in the series that her former husband did. People were even her own family were, this was shocking, right? This was incredibly shocking. The depth of the lie and how long she kept it up and swindled everyone, her children, her husband, everybody, is next level, okay? So even those close to her really don't have great things to say, right? And again, there's that whole dynamic of, it's your loved one, and I'm talking about mostly her blood relatives, right? That's a little bit tricky. I can completely see the husband or the ex-husband be like, yeah, I'm good. So I'll be curious to see if it goes into depth on her new life. Now, allegedly, according to some, interviews and like, I don't know how you say it, but like the person who oversees her visits with their children, she has told the kids that she's working on a book and writing a book. Allegedly, she lives in some nice house with some new man and all this kind of stuff. So I'm curious if we'll see an aspect of that life, if he will be on the series, if we'll hear any kind of level of what's going on with her, and if this will be any kind of a, I'm writing a book and you can expect to see it in 2025. I feel like that will be part of it, because what other reason would you want to go out? I mean, obviously to clear your name, but I feel like it's going to be, there's a grift in it somehow, right? So we'll see how that goes. Again, what I would like to see is for her to take accountability and just to acknowledge like this was like next level, right? And I apologize. I've been in mental health help, whatever. I'm working my way up there. I want to reestablish a relationship with my children, and this is where this is going. And hopefully all of that will happen, because at the end of the day, her kids are the biggest victims in this, right? I mean, and I'm not discounting the community and all that type stuff, but her children will suffer a lifetime over these actions, with their last name, with their mother doing this, abandoning them. I mean, that's it gives me goosebumps, incredibly traumatic, right? So you would hope that they can rebuild a relationship and kind of go from there. And speaking going from there, let's go on to the next one. Okay, let's talk about Scott. Okay, so next on the plate, Scott Peterson. So again, let's do a very quick 1 or 2 lines about what it is in case you're not familiar with the case. So this is back in 2002. Lacey Peterson, this was Scott's now late wife. She was pregnant as well. She disappears. She left their Modesto home, and he left the Modesto home. This is Christmas Eve. He went fishing. She disappears. Okay, now he goes fishing in the San Francisco Bay. Basically what happens after that is, again, Lacey's gone. What happened? Body resurfaces. Obviously she lost her life. And I don't even know how you go into a 60-second review of this. Scott says he didn't do it, okay? There's a whole conversation of the house across the street was being robbed that day, and the people saw her, and some people say that they are the ones that took Lacey's life, right? It is very convenient that Scott had a mistress who he was talking to her on the phone. While press conferences about Lacey are going on, he was completely lying to her about what was taking place. He goes fishing in the same body of water that the body is found in. I mean, it's next level, okay? So that being said, he was convicted of the crimes. He was sent to Old Sparky. He got that overturned. Now the LA Innocence Project has taken on his case, and they're going to be presenting some information and whatnot. That's kind of like the last big thing that's been going on, right? And a lot of people were very shocked to see this. Like, what? Like, how? Huh? But again, a lot of people feel like he is potentially innocent and that the case, needs to be reinvestigated. There's a lot of inconsistencies. And a lot of people feel like, oh my gosh, this is a waste of time. Like, he clearly did it. Why are we even doing this? Okay. So, but again, time will tell. It's been moving through the court systems. Now, what is going on now is that Scott is he's speaking out in an interview, and this is the first one he's done in 21 years. So, that being said, let's watch the little trailer, a couple of clips from it, and then we'll talk about it.
Thanks for talking with me today.
He didn't want to be a dad, didn't want to pay child support, didn't want to pay spousal. And this is the way he thought about getting out of it.
I believe my brother-in-law, Scott, has been wrongfully convicted of that murder. Scott has not spoken on camera about the case in those 21 years.
Why should anyone care about what you have to say 20 years later?
Okay, so are we going to be glued to the television when this comes out? Yeah. I'm sorry, but any Scott Peterson material, hands down, there's no shame in my game. I'm immediately glued to it to just see like what it's about. It's one of those cases that just keeps transitioning through time, right? And it always just floors me because, again, I mean, I remember when this happened, and it was just at the time very obvious of like, I mean, he tried to flee the country. He did this, he did that. His family, obviously, his sister-in-law, they all stand by his side. They are like, this man is innocent. He didn't do this. We need to look into other things. So again, I'll be very curious to see what the Innocence Project finds out, and I'll be very curious what he has to say. Now, here's the thing. Do we think that he's going to answer some like mega hard hitting questions, that type thing? Probably not, because I mean, essentially it's still an open case, if you will. I mean, granted, he's been convicted, but he keeps getting these successes with people re-looking into his case. He got, converted to the life sentence instead of the old Sparky. So there's been successes along the way. Now, granted, it's been a couple of decades, right? So, I mean, it's, a slow burn. I would imagine he's holding on to hope to eventually get out or get something like, hey, time served and we get a new trial or this or that or whatever. I mean, he's kind of exhausted some of those things with them, going through the court systems and whatnot. Here's the thing about the whole Scott Peterson thing is it's a very, how do you say it? Like, it's a very volatile case. People are very divided on it. It's like oftentimes when you go into like a case such as like Jodi Arias, Scott Peterson, these mega worldwide known cases, that some people just feel one extreme way and other people feel another extreme way. You're going to always have things coming from it, content from it, things of this nature. So again, what do I think this will be about? I think it's just going to be him talking about some generic stuff. I don't think he's going to answer hard-hitting questions. I don't think he can, right? I certainly wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to mess things up for my potential case if I had like the Innocence Project looking into things. Now, he can probably sit here and unequivocally be like, I didn't do this. I didn't do this. Like, I am innocent of these crimes. I am wrongly convicted. I'm sure he can say something like that. I mean, I would expect that, right? But to go into massive detail, I don't know. But again, it's been 2 decades, so this is another one that I am here for. Okay. And another one that I am here for as well is Carlee Russell. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about Carlee Russell. Now, Carlee Russell of these three is the only one that has actually spoken out, right? And so we're going to talk about it. This is a People magazine. I'll put the first little snippet up here and then we'll do a quick little overview. So you see here it says Carlee Russell speaks out for the first time since admitting kidnapping was a hoax. This is by Charlotte Phillip. This came out July 26, 2024. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with this case, Carlee Russell was driving down the freeway, made a phone call to 911 talking about there's a little kid on the side of the road, what do I do? And then basically disappeared into thin air. Her Mercedes was found there, like some items and whatnot, and she was gone. It was like, okay, she's been abducted. This is this, beautiful young lady. She's in nursing school. What's going on? Well, it turns out she was basically holed up somewhere, eating Cheez-Its, and, doing whatever, okay? She gets dropped back off. This is a very common thing to just randomly get dropped back off, these people who pull this. This is very Sherri Papini, right? It's one reason why I wanted to put these two in the video together. So she goes back home. It comes out, yes, she did. This is a complete lie, right? So she was found guilty. She ended up, going to court, all this kind of stuff. And in fact, before we talk about what she has said about the crime, let's look at what she had to say during her sentencing, and then we'll talk about that. So you'll see on the screen here, it says, I made a grave mistake while trying to fight through various emotional issues and stress. Russell told the judge through tears during her March sentencing. I absolutely regret my decision and in hindsight, wish I had cried for help in a totally different manner. She added at the time, my prayer is that I will be extended grace and be given the opportunity to redeem who I truly am and restore the positively esteemed character that I have worked so hard to obtain for the 25 years of my life prior to this incident. Now, Carlee would be spared prison time. However, she was hit with, probation and fines and things of this nature. This is another case where she really, ticked off the community, and a lot of people, this went like viral, right? Everybody, where's Carlee? It was horrible sounding. So another one of these cases very similar to Sherri. Now let's get into what Carlee has just recently posted on her social media. So this is a post that she did, and it says, I wasn't going to make a birthday post, but I would be remiss not to publicly acknowledge the goodness God has shown to me, she wrote in the post on July 22nd, per the outlets. He not only allowed me to see another year, but he changed the trajectory of my life from the negative place I was in this time last year. To those who have been there for me, your kindness and support have meant the world to me, she continued. Whether it was a text, call, direct message on social media, post, prayer, thoughtful gift, or words of encouragement. Nothing was too little, and each helped me to fight to live another day. Thank you sincerely for helping me find the light in the darkest of moments. Russell also acknowledged that the work is not yet finished, and that she has much more hope and optimism in her future. As I step into this next year of my life, I am filled with hope and optimism toward continuing to overcome challenges, cherishing those who cherish me, and embracing the future and God's plan for my life with an open heart and mind, she concluded. And that's it for her little post there. Now, again, this is one of these situations where, I truly hope that she can learn from the mistake that she made. I believe that this was all over a man, basically, who obviously she's no longer with. So whatever it was that pushed her to do something this next level and crazy, okay? It's like, maybe this, if we take it at face value, right, that she is sorry and that she's been given another chance and that she is seeing, oh, wait, you know what, by the grace of God, I can sit here and go in this new trajectory. I've been given this second opportunity at life. Good, right? Okay, great. Make something of yourself. Go from here. What can you do with that? What can you learn? And hopefully that is the outcome here. And again, something similar to this is what I would have hoped to have seen with Sherri, to be quite honest. But time will tell with that scenario. Also, you want to go in there? Let's talk about Sarah Boon, right? If she had gotten up there talking about, hey, big mistake here. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Let's, oh my God, what have I done? But obviously, we ain't seen that with old Sarah. So I'll tip my hat to Carlee's, okay, maybe she's had a change of mind, a change of heart, and she's headed in that direction. But because again, that was just like a next level. But however, I will have to say, Carlee did provide us with some amazing TikTok content, y'all. She put Cheez-Its in the map again. Okay, I'm sorry. Aren't those good? Good Lord. I mean, she really, I cannot tell you how much fun we had at work sharing Carlee Russell memes for like a week or two, okay? I mean, I literally should send the girl some money, right? Like, thank you for the absolute laughter that she brought to me and so many people, but because it was just so next level, right? It was just like, you did what? Because how many people don't want to disappear from their life and go sit in a hotel room and eat cheeses for a week? Okay, I mean, I get it, girl. Okay, I get it. You just can't be doing it in that way. Okay, you need like a girl's vacation, a staycation. You don't need to be getting all extra with this. I've been pulled off the side of the road, okay? Just go get your little, spa day somewhere with some Cheez-Its and just call it good, okay? Let's just make it simple. Make it simple, girl. So, anyways, that's it, y'all. Let me know what you think. 100%. You already know. If they're like, Scott Peterson interview, I paid $10 for it. Psh, take my money. Sherri Peterson docu-series, you're going to have to pay. Take my damn money. I'll take one for the team and we'll report on it, okay? I am invested in these two. I'm just loving every second to finally hear from her, especially. And then, of course, what Scott has to say. So, anyways, that's it. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening or next day, whatever it is, whatever time you're watching this at, ahead of you. And that's it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Drop some little sofas off for myself, Rosco, and Spirit so we can hang out, talk about this case, all the other ones we do talk about here at the Sofa Squad. And until we do that, we'll see y'all soon. I just wanted to say thank you again for watching the whole video, and also thank you for being part of the Sofa Squad. Special thanks to all the Patreon members, channel members from both of my channels, everybody who likes, shares, subscribes, comments in the comment sections. It helps the channel out so much. Now, don't forget, I do have that other channel, the podcast channel. That's where we go live, we hang out, we talk. We have kind of sort of a schedule, but just be sure and check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. Also, if you're looking for merch, be sure to check out my Teespring store. I'll put that up here. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want to follow me and Rosco on the Instagram, go on, check it out. It's right here on the screen again. But once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you being part of the Sofa Squad, and I'll see you in the next video.